How do you feel when you're driving down the freeway and a police officer starts riding you?
Oh boy.
We're going to talk about that feeling today in our 5-minute focus.
Hey everybody, welcome to our 5-minute focus. You will notice that Shaheen has a cup in front of him and I do not. I am not a drinker. Okay. Other than that, this is an interesting thing. I want to tell you a quick story. This morning, I went to Holiday to get my coffee, which I do just about every morning. And it seemed like there was a cop convention there. They were all having coffee, but there was like 3 sheriff cars and 4 I think every cop car in the city of North Branch and half of the county cars were all there. They're having coffee. When I drove in, there was something that immediately hit me, and it's this tension, this, oh. And what do? I go through the checklist. Oh, did I have my seatbelt on? And then when I walk in to pay for my coffee, I got this feeling like, uh-oh, they know something I don't. I'm going to get caught. I went up to the lady at the counter, and I said, hey, I didn't do it. And then I stopped and said, well, maybe I did. I don't know. And there's this tension, you know. The cops aren't after me, but there's this tension.
Yep.
Cops following you. So where does that come from? And I really believe it's just this fear of getting caught. Because I know deep down inside, I have done things illegal. I have. I drive. I speed often. I rarely come to a dead stop and go. My hands are never at 9 and 2 or whatever it's supposed to be. I know I do all these things wrong. And because I know I'm doing all these things wrong, I get this fear of being caught. Even though I'm not doing it right there, there's this fear of being caught. And I think maybe this goes beyond cops.
I think into, you know, if you get nervous every time your spouse or the person you're dating picks up your cell phone, don't go into that app, don't look at my messages, your browsing history on the internet, like if you're worried about somebody looking like that, fear of getting caught. If when your boss walks into the room.
First, you have to ask this question. Would you be nervous if your significant other picked up your phone and just spent an hour searching?
Yeah.
I think most of us would. I don't even know how to do half that stuff. Most of us just go like, oh. Well. After I ran through with the cops, I'd run through with the phone. I was like, well, if I thought about it, oh no, I don't. Go ahead. But why is this instant thing?
Yeah.
Your boss walks in. Mm-hmm. Boss walks in the room. What's the first thing? I
better get us some paper out and start doing something.
You probably were working.
I probably was working.
Probably weren't doing anything wrong.
Why do I feel that?
Here's why. Here's why we get those feelings. Because when I see the cops, I'm probably not breaking the law. When somebody gets my phone, you know what? I'm probably not doing anything wrong. And my boss walks in, I probably am working. But here's why we have that fear of getting caught. Because when nobody's looking, we oftentimes do things we know we wouldn't do in front of people. Mm-hmm. When cops aren't around, I do things I shouldn't do. When I'm at work, I don't always follow and do what I'm supposed to. And so it just makes sense. How to avoid this fear? We're living in fear of getting caught. How do we avoid the fear of getting caught? That is more focus on what we're doing when people aren't watching. How many times have we heard, that's against the law, only if you get caught? No, it's against the law even if you don't get caught. And then when you do see the law, you feel guilty. Why? Why do you feel it? Because you know you've done things you shouldn't do. Mm-hmm. You know you've done things on your phone you shouldn't do. Mm-hmm. You know that you've been wasting time at work. And you know what? Just think of this. Wouldn't you love to live with just more peace?
Just to be free of that?
Free of that
totally.
Guilt feeling all the time. Then, hey, let's you and I work on something. We can actually do this. It's not how we behave when people are watching. Mm-hmm. What do we do when people aren't watching? If you and I would police our own behavior, our own conscience, more when people aren't watching, that fear of getting caught will diminish. It will.
I think, you said this for years, specifically related to the profession that we have, but I think it's applicable for this whole topic. The more that your public life and your private life overlap and are closer together, the more freedom we feel with. I don't have to worry about getting caught because they're the same, you know?
Yeah.
So
if I don't have to act good when I'm in front of people, then I don't have to worry. If I live this way all the time when people aren't watching, then I don't have to worry when people are watching.
For sure.
Just that's who I am. I think this, we can police ourselves by our own conscience. You and I know what we shouldn't be doing. Let's just eliminate some of that. Let's eliminate it. Listen, if your spouse or girlfriend was in front of you, you wouldn't do certain things on your phone. Well, don't do it when they're not. If the cops are watching you, boy, you don't go over the speed limit. You're watching. Hey, try to drive. I'm challenged to do that. I don't like that feeling whenever I see cops. I don't like that feeling. Well, if I would obey the law when they're not watching more, I will have that feeling less. It's really that simple, isn't it?
Authenticity is incredible.
Yeah.
It's a great benefit.
So that's our 5-minute focus today. Focus on that one, and maybe it can take some of that fear of being caught away from our lives. Give us more peace.
Hey, we really hope that this video was helpful for you. If you'd like to stay up to date on our weekly content, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on that little bell icon so you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. And if you'd like to support the ministries here at Access Church and help make videos like this possible, there'll be a link in the description below. As always, we appreciate your partnership in helping us draw people into a growing relationship with God through Jesus Christ.